Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and tonight I'm doing another Sudsy recap. And tonight I'm talking all about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm making a conscious effort to enunciate and to not get as excited as I have in the past. So, people that have found it difficult to watch the show because I'm so frenetic, hopefully this will make things a little bit easier. Although if I start to sound like I'm just like some drugged up mess, then I'm going to change this next time and do it completely more frenetic. Anyways. Okay, so the Housewives of Beverly Hills this week. So this week, a lot was going on. And that's the good thing about these shows on Bravo, is that they have a lot going on every single week. Whereas with the daytime soap, they have to stretch things out, and there's a lot of episodes which are what I call filler episodes, which are just basically killing the time. But on Bravo, they don't really have that. So here's the thing. One of the things that was going on was, this is when Erica Jane, who we love, was meeting with the executive producer of Young and the Restless. Now, I'm a big Young and the Restless goob, so this was so exciting to me. First of all, we got to actually see the executive producer and, hear what he was like, and he was so refreshing. Like, he told Erica, are you the girl next door? Because he said everyone on soaps boils down to a basic archetype. And she's like, I'm not the girl next door. I might be the hooker next door. And he's like, that's a story right there. You've already created a whole story. So, I mean, it's wonderful. It was great. It was great. And the best part about that whole exchange was that all took place in Adam's living room, Adam and Chelsea's living room. I mean, like, that was just the coolest thing ever. I was like, oh my God, I'm totally watching Adam's living room be the backdrop of this set. This is so awesome. This is hilarious. It was pretty cool. Okay, so also this week we saw, it was kind of like the fallout to pantygate. Last week, Erica, wasn't wearing any underwear. So, I personally did not see her hoo-ha, and I didn't, and here's how I know that I was, if, unless I was like seriously up close, I could have seen it, was they would have pixelated it on screen, because they can't show hoo-ha on Bravo. So that makes me a little bit dubious, like, could he really see, could anybody really see? But if anything, Dorit gave Erica a pair of underwear as a joke, right? Now, even though she's from Connecticut, I do give Dorit a little bit of credit for this English sense of humor, because that is totally something Caroline Stanbury would have done on Ladies of London. 100%. She totally would have done that, right? Just to kind of take the piss out of Erica, but, meaning it in a loving way, right? But Erica's not down with that bullshit. She really is not. She's like, it's got to be embarrassing for her, because look, when she went to the party, first of all, who did she know she was going to be sitting across from Dorit's husband, PK? No, she did not know that. And PK never spoke up and said, babe, can you I can see, I can see West Virginia. So he never said that. So it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, well, how, and then Dorit kept bringing it up, and it was just really embarrassing Erica, and I understand that. I get that. Totally. Right? Because it did create for some really tough scenes between Dorit and Erica, where you can tell Erica's on the defensive. You can tell she's pissed off, right? And Dorit, God bless her, she keeps walking into it, right? And I love, my favorite is that Lisa Rinna and Eileen Davidson are both like, they're not getting involved at all. But Kyle was throwing in little, she is not, I don't think Kyle has a dog in the race at all. I don't think she cares one way or the other in Erica versus Dorit. But I do think she's a little bit of a shit stirrer. A little bit. You know, she'll throw the ingredients in the pot and stir it up and then step back. You know, I'm a little bit of a shit stirrer too, so I definitely understand that. I'm not saying that, I'm not judging her by any stretch of the imagination, because I'm a shit stirrer too. I'm just saying, I'm just calling it like I see it, right? As the viewer, I can see she's kind of stirring the pot a little bit. Speaking of stirring the pot, the whole group this week did an escape room, which is what they've just did on Atlanta recently. So here is my question. Does Bravo know that all of these ladies are all in all these different cities are all doing the exact same thing? How many times are we going to go to Dubai? How many times are we going to do an escape room? I mean, like, really? Like, I mean, they just did the escape room in Atlanta like 3 weeks ago. And now they're doing one in Beverly Hills. Oh, let's do one in New York next. I mean, that just seems like there isn't a lot of coordination going on. You know, at least with the Melbourne girls, you think, okay, well, they're in Australia, so the Bravo doesn't probably have a whole lot to say in the production of the Australian show, so, you know, they can't really control that the girls went to Dubai. Okay, I get that. But I mean, this Atlanta Beverly Hills bullshit is some bullshit. Although I will say they did show a commercial during the show for Celebrity Apprentice starring Portia and Kyle, and they apparently have some heated words for each other, which, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty entertaining. Snooki's in it too. Carney Wilson. I just can't wait. Boy George. I just can't wait to see it. I'm so excited to see it. I can't wait. Anyways, okay, so another thing that happened this past week was, you know, Lisa Rinna did this marathon 24-hour bit on QVC, where she was a special deal of the day or something like that. And she was on, basically, she appeared 8 times in 24 hours. So, God bless her. She fucking did it, too. When she says, her opening line is, you know, don't hustle the hustler or something like that. And it's true. She is on her hustle. She is doing her best to make that fucking paper. So I give her mad credit, totally, for that. And what's funny is that, you know, Dorit was talking about how her daughter Phoenix had to wear this headband because she was favoring one side, and they were afraid it was going to misshape her skull, so they gave her this headband so that wouldn't happen. And I was waiting for Lisa Rinna to be like, yeah, I gave birth to my daughter Delilah, and she was deformed. But she didn't really mention that again. I was a little bit surprised. I'm like, if I gave birth to a child and they looked like they had, like, you know, a 10 head, I'd be like, I would totally tell that if that came up, right? I probably would have helped Dorit feel a little bit better, too, about Phoenix not being, you know, normal, right? It's not, and I don't think that, I think she is normal. She's a beautiful girl. But, you know, as a mother, you feel like, is there something wrong with my child? What can I do, you know, right? So it would have helped her to be like, yeah, no, my daughter was the same way, right? That's what I think, at least. But, you know, one thing that they mentioned at the table when they all went out to dinner at the end of the episode, they all went out to dinner, and it was mentioned that everyone on the show is a mother. And it's true. Everyone on the show has given birth at least one time. So that's cool. That is actually pretty cool. I think that's a cool thing, because they're all gorgeous, young, vivacious women. What's interesting is Lisa Vanderpump. It's interesting seeing her with these ladies because they're more like peers, as opposed to seeing her on Vanderpump Rules, which is she is the boss. Like, that's the word of God. When Lisa says something, you fucking do it, right? So it's very interesting to see, you know, they're both the same person, and it's not like she's being two-faced at all. It's just interesting to see the different roles that she plays. It's very interesting. I love the show. Anyways, Thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. You can hashtag RHOBH or Real Housewife Shit to talk about the Real Housewife shit. And you can also hashtag days to talk days of our lives. And I've got a little bit to say about days of our lives tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Have a wonderful night. Wubba wubba wubba.